Hi, and welcome to the Country Club Podcast, Episode 3. I'm Will.
I'm Cole.
I'm Ransom.
And I'm Grant.
This week we're going to talk about the PS5 and all the doodads that go on with that, if it's a trash console, if we can tell yet. And then finally we'll wrap it up with COD Season 4 and what we think of everything. So, welcome. So, we're recording this on Friday. So the PS4 thing was yesterday, and I'm going to be straight up with you guys. I'm not very impressed, and the more information that comes out, I'm getting less and less impressed.
I'm not impressed from what I saw either,
Yeah.
so I'm on the same boat you are.
I think I'm gonna be the voice of dissent on this conversation. I liked what I saw, but nothing blew me away, but I got what I expected.
So for people listening, knowing I'm an Xbox guy, I grew up on Xbox. But
Same
recently I've been I got a PS4, and I have every PlayStation except a PlayStation 3. So I like PlayStation, and I objectively think the PS4 is the better console this generation. But right now, being an Xbox guy, and a massive Spider-Man fan, I don't think I'll get a PS5 for a while. That's what I'm trying to say. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I probably won't get a PS5 at all.
I don't think I'm going to get any console.
Because the last console I had was a 360, but I've always been an Xbox fan over the PlayStation. So,
well, the games they showed off were cool.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
What were you saying, Ransom?
Well, just some of especially I get the Spider-Man thing. The fact that it's not a full game, it's gonna be an expansion. That's
okay. So I just saw a thing about it. It's a new game, but it's not a full new game, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
a new story arc.
Yeah. But right now, I don't know. There were cool shit, but they showed the dinosaur furry game that I wasn't a huge fan of.
That seemed okay. That seemed interesting because I think it's made by the same people who made Life is Strange. I could be wrong,
okay.
But it has that same sort of Life is Strange vibe, and that game was fucking amazing. So
I know, but I personally, if I'm watching a presentation about a console, because I know that I'm an Xbox guy, but I would have, if they came out with a new Spider-Man game, new God of War, odds are good I would have bought a PS5, because right now Xbox's biggest draw for me is Halo Infinite, and if that's on PC, which it probably will be, I'm not tied to any console.
Yeah.
yeah.
They-
I mean,
They were showing GTA 5.
Yeah,
that sort of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit too.
Yeah, I don't.
Why are you showing that? I didn't get that.
I think it's just because it's like a baseline. Look, we can run GT. If somebody's like, well, what can this system run? A lot of times GTA is one of those.
It's a good benchmark test.
Yeah.
I'm gonna counter that. GTA is not great to run, but it came out originally on the PS3 and Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So
it should be able to work on all.
Yeah, that's
on
what
all
that.
of them. Yeah. Though, I honestly think at this point, I'm not even mad at Sony about the GTA thing. I just want Rockstar to make another I think this is less Sony and more Rockstar trying to milk GTA 5 versus just making GTA 6.
Well, they're working on it.
Yeah,
aren't they?
it's in progress.
Yeah,
Well,
but
Yeah.
they've
Also,
been saying that for 6 years.
when GTA 5 came to Xbox One and PS4, they added new stuff. They added a whole new perspective, first person, and that was huge for when it came out. And now it just kind of if they added like, hey, with the power of PS5, we can add second person. I would be more inclined to be like, hey, that's pretty cool. More or less than bullshit. I just feel like they're porting it because I honestly feel like they're worried or isn't it coming out in 2021?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I remember I didn't write down the release
Yeah,
date.
well, I didn't care because I'm like, I'll just play GTA on a PC or Xbox One or my Xbox 360. But for me, it kind of felt just like filler I don't know. Personally, GTA 5 is a really good game, but it's getting Skyrim'd right now, where the game just won't die. And it's been alive for 2 generations now, or it will be on 3 generations of consoles.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to fucking die.
It does.
Excuse my French.
It does.
Yeah, they're milking the shit out of that game.
Yeah.
No.
But a lot of the other games, like I know GTA was sort of like, come on, really? But a lot of the other stuff looked good. At least the other games. Like,
so
I don't know, just.
Well, okay, so I picked out a couple games that I put trailers in so the people that didn't actually watch the event could talk about it. The first one I really want to talk about is Spider-Man, because that one, I bought a PS4 to play Spider-Man PS4. And I'm pretty confident that like PS4 or Spider-Man PS5, like a full-blown, would have sold me on the console. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a leap for me with Miles Morales. Like, and I'm a little objective because Peter Parker's always been my, like, Spider-Man. But, like, if, for me, I feel like that's going to be a launch title for them. And they're pushing for that.
I don't think so. I also don't think we've seen everything.
Which is fair.
Like I think there might be a new God of War coming at launch, but it's waiting to be released at E3 or something, which is
this would have
2
been
months, 3 months.
E3's now. This is supposed to be E3 time.
Right, but didn't they push like?
No, they just canceled it.
They did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't delay it at all?
No, so E3 got canceled for this year, and that showcase would have been their E3 thing.
Right. But so I'm wondering if God of War is going to do its own thing.
I think they would have announced that by now, though.
Maybe. Because it also could be like a holiday 2021 game, at which point,
So I think there's 2 things that are kind of worrisome if I was PlayStation, which there's 2 things that I think are kind of scary when you're looking at Xbox. Right now, as we know of, it will probably launch with Spider-Man, which is cool, but it's not a full game. And then I thought Ratchet and Clank might be a launch title, but I watched the trailer again, and there's no 2020 holiday 2020 date.
No.
So right now, like, Xbox has Halo, which is not great, but it's still something more meaty than a spin-off Spider-Man game. And I could be missing something. I could be missing something, but nothing that they showed strikes me as like, this is a console-selling game. Maybe Horizon, whatever, Dawn. I never played the first one. So.
Horizon Zero Dawn 2 is actually, I think that's going to be their big launch game, which is big.
Now, Will, what do you mean by Spider-Man isn't a full game? Like,
okay,
it's only gonna soft release, and then they're gonna add like another half later, or what do you mean?
Okay,
by that?
so, I saw this on IGN. So it's not a sequel to Spider-Man PS4. It's like an expansion game. So think like Saints Row 4 is is a full game. That would be Spider-Man. And then Saints Row Got Out of Hell, which is basically the same game with different characters in a different world. That would be Miles Morales. That's a bad example because I know you haven't played Saints Row, but that's the only thing I could get out of.
Yeah,
it's like a WoW expansion.
Yeah,
but a separate game. Like,
yeah,
Overwatch to Overwatch 2.
Kind of. Yeah.
Something like that.
And I just don't think I love Miles Morales and I love Spider-Man, but I'm not gonna buy a $700 console because I want to play a not full on Spider-Man game.
No, but I think
that's the rumor right now.
They're gonna be. I think they're gonna be less.
Hope.
But I think you hit it. I think you hit it right. Like, I don't think Spider-Man's their launch title. I really do think it's going to be Horizon Zero Dawn. Because the first... Did you guys ever play the first game?
I honestly... No. Well, so I... It's one of those games that I've looked at, and I just can't get into. Like, I can't draw myself to play it, and I don't know why. Because it sounds right up my alley. I just haven't played it yet. So I'm not...
It is... Like, I've only played a little bit of it at a friend's place. That game is insane. It's I don't know what it is. It's weird because it's just like it fits its genre. It's just a RPG, open world RPG game. But for some reason, the whole like the dystopian world with it's so cool. It's so much fun to play.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've never heard of it, so I don't even know like what the play style is. I don't know.
It's I don't even know how to describe it. It's like, I mean, have you seen? I'm assuming you've seen at least a little bit of it.
I don't even know what it looks like.
It's like Breath of the Wild, but you fight robot dinosaurs.
Okay.
And robot creatures, yeah.
Okay.
And it's like, because the whole idea is like nuclear apocalypse, AI creatures, robots took over the world. Humanity is starting to rebuild. You are somebody trying to save the world.
Yeah. Well, and I don't. It's cool, but I don't know. For me, at least, it's not a console seller, and
yeah. For a lot of people, though, it is.
I understand that. I also feel like with all the I think Last of Us 2 will just probably be on that console.
I think it's going to be all platform, isn't it?
What? Last of Us 2?
Last of Us 2.
Well, it's coming out on PS4 in like a week or something, but
yeah,
I bet it will just be like remastered or something to PS5.
To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they have already made a PS5 port.
Yeah, I don't see. I think it's weird that they're releasing that game now and not saving it for PS5. But I want to talk about the design of the actual thing.
Oh, Jesus. I don't like it. I'm not a fan. It's ugly.
I honestly could care less.
Okay, so here's my biggest thing. I like to lay my consoles down, like, and I don't feel like I can do that feasibly with this console. Like, I feel like it has to be a stand-up one to look nice.
I don't think that it doesn't look like there's like an area that you could lay it down on. Because the bottom looks like it has that one plastic piece on it that holds it upright.
No,
well,
I'm
sure
that
comes
up.
Like
that was a
Wii
stand.
Has a stand like that.
And so did the PS4. The PS4 had the same thing, and so did the Xbox.
I feel like it wouldn't look good down on its side though.
That's what I'm saying.
It looks like it's meant.
I think it would.
Stood up.
I think it would look good, like on its side, because you get like.
Well, so my biggest thing is, like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna shove it in a entertainment system and not look at it that much, right? But it looks, first, if it comes in black, I will be more forgiving. I'm just not a huge fan of the white on big, bulky consoles.
I don't like the white either. I'm with you on that one.
I mean, I'm sure even if it doesn't at launch, at some point they will release a recolor of it.
It'll probably
it will happen.
Of it.
And I'll give them credit for trying to make a console look interesting. But I think they just went too far, if that makes sense.
Maybe. But my what? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I mean, my point of contention would be like, look at the Xbox X. The thing is huge. You legitimately, like, where I keep my PS4, like on, in my under the TV on the shelf, an Xbox One X or the Xbox whatever
Series X or whatever it's called.
Yeah, it literally won't fit there.
So I'm not going to defend them. I also think that it is smaller than it shows in the videos and stuff, because like it's big and it's bulky, but I don't think it's like, when I first saw it, I thought it was like a fucking brick that I was going to have to shove like behind my thing in my living room. I'm pretty sure it will fit in my thing.
Yeah, if you look at it, look at where the disk drive, like the discs go. The disc is only about like a couple inches tall.
It is a thick boy. I wanna say that it is big. It is mega big.
Yeah, it's bigger.
Yeah,
than
it's not the height.
consoles.
It's not the height that I take issue with. It's the width.
Yeah.
The fact that the thing is a box that's like.
But also, like, I don't know. I'm gonna be more forgiving of that because it's just a black box.
Well, the PS5 looks huge too.
But it's still. But it's still
next to a controller.
But it's still about the size of. It's only a little bit bigger than a PS4. It'll still fit anywhere a PS4 would fit.
Also, they're gonna get smaller.
I'm looking at a picture of an Xbox One X next to a PS5, and both the controllers are next to it. And the Xbox X controller, it doesn't make the console look as big, but the PS5, the console looks massive next to the controller.
I mean, that's also perspective of images too.
Well, for argument's sake, the Xbox controller is basically an Xbox One controller, so we can gauge the size. We have no idea how big the actual PS5 controller is. Like,
what do you think about that design? The new redesign of the controller.
It looks like a potato. I'm not a fan.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Like, I don't know. Personally, being an Xbox boy, I like the Xbox controller, but I really like the PS4 controller as well. And it just kind of seems like a big chunk of plastic.
The PS5 controller kind of looks like something somebody would make. Like, oh, hey, look, here's a modded Wii controller or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah. Wii controller.
Just the entire PS5 reminds me of a Wii. It does. I see the PS5 and I'm like, that's a Wii. That looks like a futuristic Wii. I don't.
Well, Neil said it best. My buddy, for people who don't know Neil, he was like, it looks like a parody console that you'd see in GTA. Like, it looks like a console they were just like, make something look like a game console. Yeah. I don't know. I can't hate on the design too much because it doesn't really matter. But like, I don't know.
Actually, I'm looking at the
futuristic Soldier Boy console.
I'm looking at the
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at the. I'm just looking at a picture of the PS5 controller.
Mm-hmm.
It actually looks. The white makes. I think, like, looking at it, I'm trying to imagine it. Like, I'm trying to picture it in like black, right? Because there's going to be different colored controllers. I think it would look not so huge if it wasn't white.
Which is,
I think the color scheme does not do it favors.
I don't know. I can agree with that.
I found a photoshopped black. I found a photoshopped black picture of it. It looks better. Not great, but better.
I wonder how, like, if you look at it, how like it kind of curves upwards and over, and then like the two tabs stick out. I wonder how fragile those are. Like, if something hits it, is it gonna break it?
Tabs? Like on the actual
bumpers.
Yeah, like
on the controller. No, on the console.
Where like it goes up and over, and it curves, and
I mean,
going straight.
it's pretty.
What's up with that?
if it's rigid plastic, it won't break too easily.
Well, it looks really thin.
So another thing that I want to talk about the controller, I don't honestly think that like haptic feedback, whatever it's called, is that big of a deal. Like, I don't think it's gonna change my enjoyment of the games because my controller shakes more. And I really think that they're selling that really hard. Does anyone else agree with me?
Like, yeah, I agree.
It's something they brought up a lot, yeah.
I don't really rely on the vibrations of my controller to
like
do me justice in a game, but
and I'm not like cool new features, but like I don't know.
I think it's also depending on the games you play. Like that's going to be a lot less impactful in a shooter. Like, because your controller's going to be shaking all the time, but in something like an RPG or something like that,
I don't know.
Yeah.
If I really want to use it because I feel like that's something you have to feel. You can't like
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, so we talked about the design, and so next I put Resident Evil 8. I just wanted to talk about that real quick because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. I know most of you guys, have any of you played Resident Evil? Okay. Well, it's a sequel to Resident Evil 7, like a hard sequel, and I thought it looked really good. I'm hoping it's not a EA exclusive, or not EA, sorry, PS5. I don't know why I said EA. I have no idea. I haven't thought about EA in like a month and a half. I have no idea why I said EA. I hope it's not a PlayStation exclusive. I don't think it will be, but that was really cool. And then I have Ratchet and Clank next. I know most of you haven't played a Ratchet and Clank game. I don't think any of you. I haven't either. But that game, if you guys watch the trailer, for me that was the most impressive game they showed. Just
really,
yeah,
really. I agree with Will.
The whole switching between levels like instantly was really, really cool.
That I feel like that's just editing though. That's not actual gameplay.
It's because everything was captured. Did you see there was a thing at the beginning of the
Grant? No, I know what you're saying. I didn't want to interrupt. He brings up an interesting point. Like, that could work like shit in the final game. It's a cool concept.
Yeah.
And that game, honestly, that was the game that I was like, when it went like when it went Spider-Man and then Ratchet and Clank, I was like, dude, I might have to get one of these things pretty soon because Ratchet and Clank looked really cool, and I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. So those two games were like a 1-2 for me. And then as the hour and a half thing went on, I just lost interest.
Yeah, I would say the most impressive game was the Kenna game.
Which explain that one again. I know we've talked about
it. It was like some sort of like, I'm not sure entirely what it is. It looks like sort of it's animated RPG. Yeah. It's like Kenna and the Forest of Spirits or something. It's a full name. The game just looked gorgeous.
Yeah, so
like it looked like a Pixar movie. The animation was like Disney Pixar level animation. So that comes out in the final game.
So yeah, for the two that didn't watch the thing, it is a game made by an animation studio, like an actual like animation studio, and it looks like an RPG kind of thing, like an adventure game. I think it looked cool. Personally, all the CGI or the like cutscenes and stuff looked really cool, but that could all be pre-rendered.
Mm-hmm.
So like not too impressed, but I thought it was cool. Not a console seller for me.
Yeah.
So,
that looked good. I'm trying to think of what else was good.
Honestly, Ratchet and Clank was. What were you gonna say, Grant?
In general, I don't trust game demos like that because they're obviously going to run better.
Yeah, they're gonna make them look better.
They're gonna make them look better than they actually run.
Well, think about how. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they're trying to make a selling point.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's advertising. It's business. You upsell your
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, think about all the times we've been burned by that. Like Watch Dogs, a bunch of Ubisoft games. Like
basically all Ubisoft games.
Yeah, like
yeah.
At a point, like I remember being a wide-eyed youngin watching E3 and being like, that game looks insane. And then I get it. Halo 5 Guardians is a perfect example of this. And I'm like, and I'm just like, oh,
yeah,
this kind of sucks. And I don't know. Some of the games,
everything with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and especially like Ratchet and Clank, all that shit could change. Like, theoretically, if it doesn't come out, if it's not a launch title, then it's going to come out next year. So that's a year of development that could change how the game looks right now. So I don't know. These press things bring a lot of interesting things to the table, but I also feel like some of it is just overhyped.
Yeah.
Like, because, we're getting a whole episode of the podcast out of it, Dat and Cod, but, like, at the end of the day, either some of these games I'm never going to play or I'm not interested in, and I didn't even get a price point, which that was annoying.
They didn't give you any prices of any of the games? Like,
I mean, you can assume like
$60 for most of them, but
you can assume
$40
$60,
to $70 depending on what.
Yeah, that's most
games,
all right. So we're gonna head to break. And then we're gonna finish up our conversation on the PS4 when we get back. Hop into a little conversation. Fuck, dude! I told you I was gonna do that. PS5. We're gonna finish our conversation about the PS5. And then we will get back to, we'll do some COD bullshit or whatever. So stick around. Yeah. Hello, and welcome back from break. So during break, we rediscovered Deathloop, so we're going to talk about that right now, because we were just watching the trailer.
Man, it looks really good.
Really hoping it... Okay, so my two things that I'm really hyped about that game. So there's this game called Minute, I think it's called. It's like... MINT. It's an indie game, and it's basically an RPG, but every minute the game resets. And you have to like learn the game to do it faster and faster so you can beat it in a minute. I haven't played it. I have it on Epic because it was free.
Sounds cool.
That does sound cool.
But it gives me similar vibes to Deathloop, in the fact of like trial and error, and I really like that in games. So I'm like totally down for Deathloop.
Yeah.
But how is Deathloop different from just respawning after death? Like that like you die and then you just respawn at the last spawn point. How is that?
Is it the game style, like gameplay, or
I
think
or what?
I would well, it seems to me like
you start the whole thing over.
What it seems to me like is that you start the whole thing over, but it also seems like the enemies are aware of it. The enemies know it's happening. That's like the big difference. In most games, you respawn and the enemies, they have no idea. It's like you're starting over. In this game, it seems like the entire island actually knows that this loop is going on.
I think...
And I feel like that changes the dynamic of it.
Personally...
But how does that change gameplay? They're still out to kill you or you kill them or whatever it is. Like
I don't know how that would change.
It feels like it's just respawning.
So for me, it looks like it. So I may be wrong, but from the trailer, it looks like that there will be a set number of people that you need to like kill to beat the game, right? So the game is probably open world or like semi-open world. It's probably not a level thing, right? And the game revolves around you trying to kill every one of them in one life and mastering that the flow of everything, doing the trial and error is what that's supposed to be the gameplay loop. And then and then if you throw in the other player trying to hunt you down, like personally, okay, it sounds kind of like fucking hell. If you have to restart the whole game and then you have some other dude hunting you down it sounds really fun, but it also sounds like I'd rather jump off a bridge than beat that game.
Yeah. But to be honest, I also think it's going to be one of those things where like, if you're really good at the game and because I think it's going to be like one big level I think it's going to be like a Hitman level.
Yeah.
Right? That's where there's one big map and there's going to be 17 different ways to kill each person you have to kill. And there are going to be people who can kill however many of them in like 2 minutes.
Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of different ways to kill people in that game.
It also could be something like Majora's Mask, where like, yeah, you're in a loop, but some things stay. Like if you kill like a main character, like a hit person,
they stay dead.
They just get deleted from existence, like a boss in Majora's Mask. Because if you do that, then you could do levels, and you're just replaying the whole level over and over again.
Yeah.
But it's you're going to a different place to find a different person each time.
Which that brings up Grant's thing of then why is it different than just respawning?
Respawning, which I think it would. I think the first guess is probably closer to the truth. It seems much more like you have to kill all of these people
in one run.
Because like the whole thing was like, I have to kill these people and break the loop, and the only way to do it is to kill them all. But you have to do that in one cycle.
Which honestly, if the player element wasn't there, and it's cool that someone else is going to be hunting you, but if the player element wasn't there, I think I'd really enjoy the game. But having somebody troll me,
I'm not entirely sure that that's exactly what it's going to be.
Either. Well, I know. Maybe there's 2 campaigns, or like, I don't know. From me, it seemed like they were like how it was framed in the video. It seemed like they were showing, because they don't show that she's playable until the end. I forget her name, but
yeah, whatever.
Maybe you need to complete a loop, and then that unlocks a game mode where
her
game mode. It also could be like, I know you guys haven't played a lot of Dark Souls or Bloodborne, but invasions in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where you need to get an item, and once you get the item, you use that item, invade somebody else's world. You either then you go and find them, you either kill them or they kill you. Once one of you dies, you go back to your game. You're done. So like it's like a one-time thing.
Okay.
So it could be like that. I don't know, but that's just one way it could work.
I don't know.
It's a little confusing.
Well, yeah, the gameplay's cool. I just don't think.
Yeah.
I think if Bethesda did a thing, I don't know if they're doing one this year. I don't think they are. They don't have anything to talk about.
Also with COVID.
Well, yeah, and they showed 2 of their games that they would have talked about at their own thing.
Yeah, here.
So, they might show stuff at Xbox too. They do that a lot. I'm actually kind of amazed they showed it at PlayStation, because they usually are pretty tight with Microsoft. But
well, that's what makes me wonder if they're PlayStation exclusive.
I don't think they would have shown it in past if it was going to be a PlayStation exclusive.
Maybe not. Just like the Tokyo Ghostwire especially seems like that game seems like a PlayStation exclusive.
It does seem like a PlayStation game. That game
it probably will be.
If that game, I'd be pissed off if it's PS5 exclusive. Because I'm going to play it because it looks cool and it's up my alley of weird shit. But if that one's exclusive, I will be annoyed. They also showed Resident Evil 6 or 8, which is there's no way that is exclusive. That's like PS5 there is no way. Maybe at most a timed exclusive, but
that'd be a lot of money.
Yeah, to do.
Well, that'd be a very very pissed off fan base.
Well, and also Resident Evil right now has gone through like a revival,
Renaissance.
I guess. Yeah, with the 2 remakes, 7 and
well, Resi 7 was amazing.
Resi 7's good. I'm more of a fan of Resident Evil 2 remake. I played the shit out of that game. I haven't played it. It's so good. But back to Ghostwire Tokyo. I know not everybody's interested in it. It looks weird.
Didn't look that good to me. I don't know if it was just like the gameplay, the animations, or whatever. It didn't. I don't know. From what I watched in that like trailer or whatever, it just looked like you run around and kill like Slenderman figures. Is what I mainly saw in it.
Yeah.
For me, if I dig it. All right. So one other game we have on our list is this. It was like Hello Goodbye, and I just have a story, or Hello, or was Goodbye Volcano High or something.
Goodbye Volcano High.
I just want to tell you guys how much that game burned me, because so it starts. So regardless of the furry weird stuff, whatever, it doesn't matter. But so I'm a huge Persona fan, and like I'm waiting for Persona 5 Scramble to have a release date in the US. So when they were on the beach, I was like, oh my God, it's Persona. It's Persona. It's a bunch of teens sitting on the beach. It's got to be Persona. And then I was met with furry dinosaur people. I was not very happy.
Yeah.
So
that explains why you don't like it as much as you do. Makes more sense now.
Yeah, it blue balled me with Persona, dude. I thought it was Persona. I was like, is it Persona 6? Is it Scramble? Oh my God. Oh my God.
No, it's just a furry game. They stuck you with it. They slapped you in the face, Will.
I was so annoyed.
I definitely thought it was. I thought it was going to be like a Life is Strange or something. I mean, I was close because it seems much more in line with that. But I thought that's what I thought it was going to be, as a new one.
Will got debated.
He did.
They had some weird games on display. Like, honestly, they had I put it in the doc. They had like, that game's weird and kind of felt like, I know it may be made by the Life is Strange people, but I honestly didn't think they would put that in a like press conference talking about the console.
Their lineup was bad this year. Well,
it wasn't
terrible. It just wasn't great. Like, it wasn't
Deathloop was like,
I what it should be for 2020.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll list all the games that I thought were good. Like, you had Gran Turismo, which racing people will go nuts over.
I don't give a shit about racing games. They're all the same to me.
Right.
Controversial opinion.
2K,
oh my God! I forgot about 2K. I forgot. Oh my God!
Just face palm.
Like, they made a huge deal about releasing 2K on the console. The game that comes out every year.
It comes out every single year.
Every year, yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe it. 2K.
At least it wasn't that long. It wasn't that long. It was only like 45 seconds.
How did I forget about that? 2K is on the level of GTA 5 coming to PlayStation.
Yeah, it's that same sort of like.
What? I know people like sports games, but it's like, anybody watching a sports game isn't watching this PlayStation 5.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's basically just the same game that comes out every single year with different stuff in it. It's nothing special. There's literally nothing special about it.
No.
Well, I don't think. I don't know. Personally, there were some cool games shown. I guess this is. Oh, okay. Well, you finish your list. I'm sorry.
My list. I was just going through every game. I gave above a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
There's that one. There's Ratchet and Clank. There's the Project Athia one. Which
that was weird.
They looked weird, but like, I love Norse and I love like Cthulhu type stuff, and that is exactly what that was. There was Returnal, which was meh. Kenna, which looked good. Ghostwire. There was that Solar Ash game, which looked kind of cool.
I forget what it is, so just keep going.
There was. I put the Demon Souls remake, but that's just me. Deathloop, Resi 8, and then Horizon Zero Dawn 2. Which
I none of us can speak on Horizon Zero Dawn 2, whatever it's called. They said the title, I forget.
It's
New Frontier.
Yeah. She goes
to
America. It's like West because she goes to America.
Just like, personally, I don't care. I've never played the first game, so like, I know people will go crazy for that. I just, not my thing. One last thing I want to talk about the PS4, and then we can go to COD. So I sent everybody. IGN did a
PS5.
comparisons. Did I say it right? Did I say PS5 right? Did I say PS4?
No, you said PS4 again.
Dude, I told you guys it's gonna happen like 10 friggin' times. Because I have a PS4 now, so like PS just is followed up by 4. Okay.
Just say PlayStation.
PlayStation. So they did a comparing the two new consoles, and for me, this is the first time in memory that Xbox is more powerful. It's not. I'm not huge on computers.
Isn't the 360 more powerful than the?
I believe the 3 was more powerful, and that's why it was.
Was it? Oh, okay.
I'm just going based off price for most of it, because the PS3 was like $500 back in the day. So I'm assuming it was more powerful. I didn't care about power back then, so I don't know. But like right now, I'd say the PS4 is more powerful than the base Xbox.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
I think it's similar values that the Xbox Series X is more powerful than the PS4. But I don't know. I think it's interesting. At the end of the day, I am rooting for Xbox because I want Xbox to be epic, and I think
me too.
Personally, I agree with more things that are Xbox doing with Game Pass and moving their games onto PC. I have Game Pass, and I can play games on my PC and my Xbox. So moving towards that for me is really cool. And
yeah,
so I would like
to be fair. PlayStation has a lot harder time with that because Xbox is Microsoft.
No,
and Microsoft owns the biggest operating. It's a lot easier for them to port to PC because they own PC operating software, basically.
Maybe Sony should partner with Mac to make a line of.
Oh, don't even say that! Don't even say that.
That'd be awful.
But like I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm gonna get an Xbox. I don't think this changed it. I don't know. I think the games. Final statement for PS4 for me. Some of the games look cool. The console looks like a cheap router, and I'm not gonna buy it for a while. Oh wait, one more thing that I forgot about. I think it's awesome that they're doing a digital only version, but it really depends on price for me if I'm down. If I think it's that cool, because if it's like $100 less, which it probably won't be, or even like $50 less than the disc drive version, I'm like 100% down for that, and I think that's awesome.
So they're making a PS5 that it doesn't have a disc drive, and it's just like
digital only. Yeah, digital only.
Yeah, like all downloading games from the cloud, like you would with a PlayStation.
Do people still
feel about that? But
do people still use discs in consoles?
Yeah,
I haven't. People do. I haven't in years.
A lot of the times when like my parents will like gift me a game or like somebody else, like I have 4 discs for my PS4. 4 discs for my PS4. Not my Xbox I have more for because that's back in the day, but I could probably survive without a disc tray. I think it'd be cool if they sold like an attachment that you could get if you really wanted a disc tray. You could use one.
Well, the Nintendo Switch console is like a console, and I'd rather have like the
actual
game cartridges for that rather than downloading them.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Well,
but that's also the whole handheld versus like
and
it's still a game console though. So
it is, but the Switch is a little different.
I would agree with Ransom here. Surprisingly, with Xbox and PS4, you have to install the game on the hard drive regardless of having the disc. So with those consoles, it doesn't make much sense to have a disc. But with the with the Switch, if you have the cartridge, you don't have to install anything. You just plug and play.
I guess you're right. Yeah.
I do I have a couple games on disc, but like I would like the option, like say Persona 6 comes out and they have really cool box art and I just happen to get the disc version. I just want that option. You know what I mean? Like if it's a significant price change, then I probably will get the digital only. But I don't know, I thought it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, most of the time, hard copies and digital copies are pretty much same price.
Same
price, yeah. So I don't know if you'd rather have a physical copy of it. I guess it just depends on who it is.
Well, and it's just like for me, it's a convenience thing. Like one time on Black Friday, I bought Sekiro for my PS4 because it was cheaper than buying it online.
Yeah.
So, like, am I willing to give up that opportunity to not have a disc drive for $100? Maybe, but I don't know.
There's a lot more sales that go on with physical copies than online. So,
one last thing I want to talk about the PS4. Just real quick. I know I keep saying this, but I thought it was really weird they didn't. God damn it!
Can we just have like a tally in the corner?
We should have a tally.
I told you guys. I was like, I'm gonna say it so many times. It's when I don't think about it. One thing I thought was weird. Get back on topic. Is that they didn't show a price.
Yeah.
Part of me.
I didn't even notice it, but now that you mention it, yeah, that's weird.
Like, I don't know. Like, as me, I want the price because I need to know how much I got to work this summer to get one of them.
I feel like a lot of people want to know the price.
So, I thought that was weird. I think, honestly, my conspiracy theory hat on right now, I think both companies are waiting for one of them to say a price so they can undercut them. I honestly think that's what's happening.
That would not surprise me at all.
And I think that's why, because the Xbox has been revealed for a fucking while. It was at the Game Awards last year, right?
Yeah.
So, like, we've known about the new Xbox. Like, we don't know specifics, and we don't know exactly what the UI and all that stuff looks like, but we know as much as we know about the PlayStation, and we still don't have a price.
Yeah. It's
so,
probably gonna be the last thing to get released is the price.
Oh, the price is gonna come out like a week before launch.
Yeah.
Like when pre-orders go live, that's when the price gets released.
I think Corona will fuck with it though. I think that's why they're not showing price.
For sure.
Because they're worried about production, and they're worried about if it's either they're trying to undercut each other, which like whatever. It's either they're trying to undercut each other or they're worried about the price
production costs
or
both.
Or the final one is that it's so high and they know they're going to get backlash that they're just going to wait until it's like ready to ship. Like that's the one I'm worried about because
$1,000 you can
I didn't even think of that.
That's also a good point.
Well, and if they showed it to me and they're like, "Hey guys, this is what it costs," I'd be more legit. And if it is near $700, I can't swing that. Like I don't know.
You have to wait for a price cut.
Like I don't know. Like
buy a good pre-built PC for that.
Yeah, and also like the target demographic is us, really, like college students, right? Like
college students and like their early 40s parents. So like college students and parents buying for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Xbox I'm expecting to be around $500. Just $500, $400. That's what Xbox would probably price it around, right?
Yeah.
And I can swing that. I think I can swing that. But $700 is just like that $200 more just doesn't feel right.
It just hurts.
Yeah. So
and the thing is whatever one of them is, the other one won't be that far off.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they can't if one is 700 and one is 500, nobody's gonna spend $200 extra unless you're so loyal.
It's most likely gonna be like a $50 to $100 price range difference. Is what I'm trying to think.
Well, that's what happened this generation. Xbox was $500 because it had to have a Kinect, and PlayStation was significantly cheaper. Everybody before people realized the like technological gap, which there isn't a huge gap. Like honestly, there isn't.
No.
And people just bought the PlayStation because it was cheaper. So I think Xbox learned that and is knowing that as long as they sell under PlayStation and sell Game Pass and games, they'll make their money back. And I don't know. Go, Grant.
I don't even think they need to undersell them. Like, I think that if they are slightly more expensive than a PlayStation, I think that the versatility and just the cohesion with PCs is going to make it more favorable.
But also, a lot of the target, like that's something that we love as people who play a lot of video games. We really like that. For like a group of college students who just want to get COD and have a couch co-op COD, I don't know that they're gonna care.
Yeah, but
that it's compatible with PC.
This is legitimately my final words on PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. I've said it about 100 fucking times, but this is it. Okay, if I was PlayStation, personally, I think I'd be worried about Xbox right now. Because as of right now, they don't have a huge launch lineup, PlayStation, and Xbox just is knocking it out of the park with a lot of things. The whole thing with Cyberpunk, if you buy it on the Xbox One, you get it on PS5 Xbox Series X, Xbox One to Xbox Series X. PS5 has a better name than Xbox Series X. That is awesome. I think it's like buy, upgrade, or whatever. I don't know the name of it. But that program's awesome. So, like, buying it on the Xbox, that's cool. Game Pass is so cool. I am a really big... And if you're selling to our demographic, I've played so many games that I wouldn't have bought because of Game Pass. It just works really well, and it's nice. So those two things, and then the minor power adjustments or power upgrades, I guess. It's not a lot, but it's enough where I think, like, just the hard drive size, it being like them having a slot that you just have to plug in as to upgrade it is really cool and really user friendly. I know PlayStation has something, but I'm not exactly sure what it is. It's that kind of stuff that... They
haven't talked about it much.
Yeah, it's that kind of stuff that I think is giving Xbox an edge, given I am biased. And right now, I haven't seen anything of Halo, but personally, Halo is a bigger launch title than anything PS4 has to have, for me.
Sure.
And now I'm done. So let's...
move on to COD.
Ransom, do you have anything you want to final...
I mean, just in terms of, like, PlayStation versus Xbox, like, as a better... Like, I'm not super biased one way or the other, but as somebody who prefers PlayStation, yeah, like... It definitely seems like Xbox is coming into the start of this generation with an edge. Like, I don't think you can really argue that fact right now. Unless PlayStation comes out with something really big in the next couple months.
Yeah.
Okay, boys. Thanks for humoring me, the non-console gamers. But let's talk about a game we all like, COD, Modern Warfare. The reason many people buy consoles. Season 4 just came out a couple days ago. I haven't played it yet because my stupid Xbox is updating.
I called it.
You did. And
prices in the battle pass.
I feel like other than the stuff we talked about with like the Warzone map changing, I think we were pretty accurate with our predictions.
Yeah, we were pretty dead on with everything. They added I think it was just 2 new maps, but I'm not sure because the patch notes aren't very good. They added Trench, and then they added where the planes are broken down, like in that part of Warzone. They made that.
The
scrapyard or whatever.
Scrapyard, boneyards or whatever. Yeah.
They took a chunk of that and made it a multiplayer map, and then Trench is like a trench warfare map for
I really like it.
2v2s and 3v3s.
I have not played Trench yet.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's really cool. But other than price, I think that I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the last battle pass, like the items in it, were a lot better.
I was just about to say the same thing. I
totally agree.
Price is cool.
The only reason I got it was for price.
Well,
that's the only reason I bought it.
Price is really cool, but I feel like price is the only thing that's really cool. Like,
I think that's the selling point for it.
Like we had Alex last season, and then we had the cowboy, and then we had the chick, the girl, and then like Tomagunchi was really cool. Little Jug, like these are like I remember looking at the battle pass and being like, money, give me some goods.
Well, they did add different horns for vehicles for Warzone. Like
Okay,
horn.
Like no, go Grant.
As I did not get the battle pass last season. I'm not going to get it this season. I don't, just from a pure like free to play, bare minimum paying. I'm happy with this. Like 2 new guns, both are pretty solid guns. They're good additions to the game.
What's the second gun? I know they added the new assault rifle.
Assault rifle and SMG. Yeah.
But
there's a new SMG?
The actual name. It's basically
it's like the Fennec or something.
Okay.
They're
both pretty solid guns, which I'm excited to.
Is it like 9mm? It shoots really fast.
Yeah. Crazy fast, no recoil, just
I'm really excited about
the laser beam.
Mm-hmm. I had a game earlier that where a bunch of people were using that.
I'm really excited for the Vector. That's like one of my favorite guns.
That's the new assault rifle, right?
No, that's the SMG.
That's the SMG.
Oh, that's the SMG. Okay.
I feel like they optimized the game though, because I feel like my game's running a lot smoother than it was.
Well,
yes, but at the same time, there's so many bugs.
I've encountered like 3, and I've played for like 4 hours.
Well, if you hop in a game of Warzone, some people can die and some people can't. So if you're running around in the pre-game lobby, you can just run up to people, do the finisher move. But after the cutscene, nothing happens. They're still just
they just run away.
Fall to the ground and get back up.
That's great.
It's pretty funny, but
the new blueprint from the funny Warzone contract is pretty fire.
What is that
camo
blueprint?
For that? It's called Blue Lagoon, I think. Is that what the name is? Blue Lagoon.
Because we were working on it earlier.
It's an AX50.
Yeah.
Ooh, if it's an AX50, I might have to get it because
it's a really cool color. It's like a bluish purple in it.
I'm gonna look this up. I really like the AX50. That's like my favorite gun in the game. So
imagine using snipers.
You know what? Screw you.
Imagine using rocket launchers.
Let's see what this looks like.
For the gold.
I don't know. I feel like I like what you were saying, Grant, from a free-to-play perspective.
Oh, that's really sexy.
It's
really sexy.
It's a pretty good battle pass.
Yeah.
Like
they also have that free skin for the Jeep. It's like a eagle on like like a sunset background or something like that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
My one thing with the battle pass is like looking at the high level rewards this season versus last season. Like last season, I wanted to grind the battle pass. I wanted Little Jug. I wanted.
Me too.
I didn't care the skin so much, but like the level like 98, it was like I think it was like a car or something with like it was like a golden dragon, like the gun skins and weapon skins. That was. I think it was the. I think it was the Dragonov because it was a Dragonov and then it had the. That was so cool. Yeah. And this season, the level 100 gun skin is literally just a black gun.
It's like it's kind of like the camo you get when you buy the game. You get that XRX weapon pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's the
It's not special.
No.
Like I also feel like they deterred people from wanting to grind the battle pass when they delayed it about a week. Because I don't know, it kind of lost my interest after they delayed it.
Yeah. Everything delayed it though. I think it's just because pretty much all companies were delaying everything, so they're like, if we don't delay, then we look like dicks.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that's.
I also think there are like serious production issues with COVID and everybody working from home.
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine trying to like make a new
coordinate
map
with your team to make. Yeah, that'd be really hard.
Well, and making sure everyone has computers like powerful enough to work on that stuff. It's probably a nightmare. Whatever. Like, I'm okay to have a like Price is the headliner. He's the reason to get the battle pass right now. Last season Alex is cool, but he wasn't the headliner. Like it was a lot of little things that made the battle pass really good. Well, does anyone have any closing thoughts on COD, the current state of Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
I think they did a pretty good job with the new update. The only downside was that it was a 50 gigabyte update.
Only 30 on Xbox.
It's ridiculous.
But I think in the patch notes it said it might be only for console, but it said that like it compressed the stuff that it doesn't need so that it doesn't take up much space at all.
So they can compress it, they just choose not to.
They just don't.
Yeah.
It's a 50 gig update, but then it only takes up like 10 gigabytes of actual memory or something like that.
Well, it's because they're overwriting things. Like
right.
Well, one thing that I want to talk about, they teased a bunch of stuff to happen once Season 4 happened, and it just nothing changed in Warzone.
Like those
I think that
gas canisters by the plane.
Yeah, and the bunker and like
map changes. Yeah, there was the whole bunker thing. What happened with that? That totally just
disappeared.
died.
Yeah.
I think similar to the update, it was like a month ago now, I think, how there was another like 30 gig update. I think that they're going to do something like that in the coming within the month.
They probably will.
That's changing up the map, whether it be the nuke down in the bunkers exploding and
making a crater.
Yeah, they're turning Warzone into a story, kind of like what Fortnite did.
Well, and that's the thing is that's honestly the way to do. Like, as much as I don't like Fortnite and like the game, you got to admit what they did with the map and how the story progressed was really cool.
Those are the best parts. Those are the best
big
parts.
Events with the map wide and
those are the best parts.
The map changes every event.
Yeah, those were cool. And at the bare minimum, I think that they're going to do something like PUBG, where they just straight up release a new map or two. Like you can still play on Verdansk.
Theoretical. Here's a theoretical, right? What if the bomb is armed, right? And we just don't know when it's going to go off. So at some point in the coming month or whatever, while playing Warzone, the nuke will just go off and like half the people will die and like the other half will see a giant crater or something. Like,
what if it's waiting on a player queue? There's another Easter egg that they're just waiting for someone
that we just haven't found.
That's possible too.
That would be be really cool. But if that's the case, it's going to be found in like 12 hours.
I don't know
because
if
somebody's going to look
or not.
Source code.
But you are able to go. Like, they have it so you can go deeper inside of the bunkers. Like, once you get down in there, you can go another level deeper with the door, but no one knows how to open it.
I know, I got there.
Was there a way to open it?
No, it just kept saying enter code, and it wouldn't give me like a keypad or anything.
That means there's a hidden code somewhere on the map.
Yeah,
that's what that means. And we just said somebody has to find it. Who knows where it will be?
Let's do it, guys. Let's hop in our van, grab our dog, and figure it out.
Cover every little inch of the map.
I was gonna say it's gonna be like in the corner of some crane somewhere. There's gonna be a.
It's gonna be
written in the grass.
Yeah.
You have to be in
from a helicopter.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like on a burning piece of paper on top of a stadium or something.
Yeah, like
you can't get on top of stadium, can you?
Yeah,
you can take a helicopter.
Oh, really? You can with a helicopter?
Yeah.
Well,
it's gonna be in somewhere that you're not able to get to by foot.
By normally,
yeah.
I think
stick it somewhere.
I mean, I give it with codes like that. There are people who just love to figure that stuff out. I mean, I give it what 24 to 48 hours before somebody finds that code.
It's been in the game since the bunker, since they added all the bunker stuff.
But they might not have put the code in. Like the code might have just been added in. No one knows
when they're gonna add it. Yeah.
I would like the random event thing. That would be really cool.
That would be cool.
Well, they have the random event thing in Warzone.
What I'm saying, I know that, but I'm saying the nuke going off while people are playing
random events
without them telling anyone. Because could you imagine? If you guys are playing Warzone, you would talk about that all the time. It would be so cool to experience that.
It would also suck so much to miss it.
Well,
Also, the problem with that though is you're playing Warzone, you just get vaporized, your game crashes, and you have a 30 gig update.
Hopefully
that would be so bad.
But also, I feel like they'll probably, if they do something like that, hopefully it's like Fortnite where they give you a time that it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and there's a timer in
Personally, I would think it'd be cool if it was just random. Not random, but no one knew when it was going to happen. It just did. Because,
it's somebody at Activision with
but then a lot of people would be upset if they missed it.
It'd be cool if they did, it would be cool if you did it like you said, hey, it's going to happen
between this time and time.
From 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time,
or just say it's gonna happen on this day at any given time.
That would be I'm more cool with that.
Good luck.
Personally, I think it'd be there will be something that happens in this week. Not gonna tell you when, not gonna tell you what, but this week something will go down in the map, and I think that would be really cool.
That'd be cool too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't know. I just think that people knowing about it won't cause. My favorite parts of games are when the game surprises me. I know I talk about Persona 5 all the time, but in Royal, which is the re-release that came out, one of the bosses, they make you leave all your party members and it's just you fighting the boss. And I didn't know that was happening. And that switch, I think about that constantly. I think it's so cool. So giving that kind of flipping it on its head during a Warzone game at any moment to forward the story would be really cool. I would be into Warzone if I knew that was a thing that could happen.
It might be.
Yeah. We have no idea.
If I call it, I swear to God, if I call it and during we're recording this, a nuke goes off in Warzone, I'm gonna run up to Activision and be like, I'm big brain.
Then you can show them when you recorded this video and be like, I can predict the future.
Yeah. I'm big smart man.
Yeah.
Well, if no one else has anything to talk about, I think that's it for the episode. I want to thank everybody for watching and joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace out.
See ya.
Bye.
Hey, so you guys made it to the end of the video. That's pretty epic. If you enjoyed it, why don't you subscribe, follow us on Spotify, and do all that jazz. And thank you for sticking around.